What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to be talking about A, our top stock, because you guys got us 150 likes in that last video. B, we're going to talk about some Tesla, and C, we're going to talk about some Nio. But before we hop into any of that, we ask that you guys hit that sub button, hit that like button, help us grow the channel. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the month, and we can't thank you guys enough for all the support yesterday on yesterday's video. It was fantastic to see that. And if you guys like to see that, if you guys want more of that kind of content, let us know down in the comments below. What do you guys want to see? We'll see if we can make some videos about it. But without further ado, man, let's give it some razzle dazzle and hop into this. So since you guys got us the 150 likes, our top stock, again, we told you it was not going to be what you probably expected. Chewy. For me, it's Chewy. Chad, what about you? What's your top stock?
Yep, it's also Chewy.
Chewy?
So yeah, I'm up almost 70% in like 2 months. So
yeah, I'm up, I believe it's like 60% in like the 2 or 3 months that I've had it.
Yeah, but I mean, we bought Nio back when it was like 20 bucks, but then at least this is what I did at least. So I sold it after that huge run up we had like late November. I had like Lee, Xpeng, Plug Power, like all these EV stuff, and all that stuff ran up like crazy. And then I sold it at the peak, bought back in the Nio. So I mean, technically, I probably made like over 200% now in Nio, but as of right now, the biggest stock that I'm holding, it's Chewy.
Right, and that's the same for me. I probably did the same thing with Nio. Tesla's up there as well, and also so is Churchill, man.
Yeah,
that CCIV is completely running up on me. That is big for me just as of like recent, probably the last day or two when it ran up.
Right. Yeah, and then yeah, I haven't had CCIV very long at all, and it's right behind. It's like 64%, and I bought it on the first of February, so I've only had it two weeks, and I'm up 65%.
Right.
Yeah,
with Chewy though. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say another close one right behind that's Roku for me. That's been a crazy stock.
Right.
It's like 60%.
Roku, I haven't touched in that. I know you've been crazy in that one. I know you got a crazy run up in that. But with Chewy though, this thing has been nothing but fantastic for both of us. You know, they had their game, this kind of ties in with a little bit of the GameStop stuff, because I believe it was the CEO of Chewy went over to the board of GameStop right before that big explosion, you know, with the whole Wall Street bets and what's that?
Yeah, it was the owner of Chewy. Or
the owner, yeah. So, it was a complete massive run up over there, but this stock has been nothing but great for me. I bought into this at like $80, and on Friday, man, this thing ran up almost 10%. Well, not 10%, 9%. Ran up 9% on Friday, and
yeah, this is one of those just good long-term holds. It's like, it's not one of these like make a quick buck. It's just a good solid long-term play. So, which is mainly what we do. So it's right.
And if you look at the last year in Chewy, you could see it was down in the $20 range, and now we're clear up in the 120. I still don't think it's too late for this stock. I still feel like this stock could easily get up to the $150, $200 range in the next given year and a half or so.
Yeah, I mean,
I see a lot of potential here.
Yeah, they've added, like, I don't know, last time we looked, I think it was like over 10,000 different products to their store, and like they're doing the whole telehealth thing. Like, you were getting it for free if you did the subscriptions. Now they're at, like, you can pay for it separately without doing the subscription, which, you know, that's
right.
Telehealth in general is just huge, and then, you know, you just don't have to go anywhere to take your dog to the vet or anything. They're gonna make a lot of money from that. So they're expanding and doing all the right things to keep growing.
Yeah, so we kind of just wanted to bring you this to you guys. Again, you guys helped us out yesterday by getting us those 150 likes plus some. I think it's up to like 170 or something like that.
Like 170.
Right. So we kind of wanted to tell you guys, thank you from us. This is our big winner. And again, if you guys look into Chewy, just go ahead and look into it. I'm telling you, this is one of the best stocks I own, if not the best. Well, I mean, it is the best as of right now. But it has been nothing but a solid stock for me. And this is not financial advice. It's all entertainment purposes only. We just kind of give you guys, you know, information to what to look forward to, what to look at, and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and hop into Tesla, man. So Tesla came out during the Joe Rogan podcast. I think it was during the Joe Rogan podcast. Elon Musk was on there, and I love that podcast. If you haven't watched that podcast, check it out. It is Joe Rogan is one of the funniest dudes in podcasts in general. I love the guy. I think it's funny listening to him talk. But he had Elon Musk on there. I think it was last week, and they talked about a little bit on the semi. So there's more information coming out about this semi. Elon basically said that the semi is going to be equipped with a 500 kilowatt hour battery pack, which is huge because the Model S and I believe it's the Model X only have a 100 kilowatt hour battery. So obviously you're going to need a bigger battery for a semi because of the the towing and all of the weight. You're going to need that. But that tells us that Tesla is finally starting to make bigger plays on their battery production. It's a smaller battery pack too, so the production costs are going to be lower. It's going to be cheaper. It's going to be lighter weight for it to carry, and it also makes the semi like more rigid, according to this article that we were reading. So this is all big, massive plays for Tesla in their semi.
But it being lighter weight is a big deal too, because obviously the less weight, the less power it's going to have to use to move.
Exactly.
Move the vehicle. So that is good. If you can pack more kilowatt hours in a lighter package, that's big.
Right. And when they revealed the semi back in 2017. So back when the semi was revealed back in 2017, Tesla stated that it was only going to use 2 kilowatt per hour per mile. So basically it's going to take 2 kilowatts for every mile that they drive. And so that's giving a lot of analysts speculation that their battery packs are going to be anywhere from the 500 to 600 range all the way up to 1,000, based on which semi you get. Now, he didn't really specify which semi was going to get the 500 kilowatt hour battery, but some analysts are thinking that it's going to be the one that gets a range of about 300 miles. And that's the one that costs, I believe it was about $150,000. So that's all massive news, because this is the big issue Tesla was having with the batteries, production, the cost, and that's why EVs are so expensive, man. The battery production is it's outrageous. The cost of producing the batteries is where it's what's getting them. So,
well, I mean, the semis alone are expensive anyway. So this is, depending on what you get, this is pretty, right in the same price range. And over the lifetime of the Tesla semi, it's going to pay for itself. And, the amount of diesel fuel savings you'll have, so pretty much it's on par with current semi prices, depending on what you get. But it's pretty much going to pay for itself, which is just nuts.
Right. Exactly. So we'll see what happens as we get more information on this.
Last thing I want to say about the semi, I think last time we looked it up too, they were saying that like semis in general are like the lowest percentage, they have the lowest percentage of like people actually owning them, like if that makes any sense. But then they also use the highest percentage of fuel. So like there's less of them, but they're using more fuel than like all the cars on the road, obviously. So it's just nuts, how bad they are on fuel. So having an electric one is awesome.
Listen, if you're a semi driver and you guys are watching our videos, if there's any semi drivers in the chat, just let us know down below. How bad is it as like a semi driver when it comes to the fuel? Do you think you would see yourself driving an EV semi? Like, do you think it'd benefit? Let us know down in the comments. I mean, anybody could really let us know if you think it'd be beneficial. Yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and from here we'll just hop over to Nio, man. The meat and potatoes here.
So with Nio trading at like $60, it's currently just shy of $60. That values the company at like $93.5 billion, which is huge. Last year alone they went from pretty much struggling at the very beginning of the year, like February area of that year, to just blowing up. But that puts them at like the fifth largest automaker by market cap, which is just nuts to think about. And on the 10th, the Deutsche Bank analyst reiterated his buy rating, and he also has the $70 price target. And we've gone over the reasons why like a couple of videos ago, but he even thought at the beginning of last year he was against Nio. He saw this just crashing into the ground, and then they got that like $1 billion, and then they just started blowing up after that. So that is good. But So if they do hit that $70 price target, Nio would become the third largest automaker in the world, with by market cap. That's crazy.
That's massive. That is
Yeah.
that is beyond crazy. It really gives you something to invest in, and it's not just a hype. You know, it's not just something
Yeah.
that, oh, it's just all these Robinhood traders investing. No, it really says something if they become the third biggest automaker in the world. Like that's massive.
So, and with Hefe focusing on making like this city just a hotspot for all things EV, you know, they're making that EV industrial park. And Nio plans to actually use that to like kind of build a foundation for building its global growth. So we've talked about this before. They want to go over to Europe. They want to, you know, eventually come to the U.S. Like they were talking about coming into the U.S. like in 2018, and then they just recently started talks about that again, and they're actually hiring people over in the U.S. and, you know, business strategy people. So if they come over here and just expand in general, that's gonna be nuts. But
It'd be huge.
yeah, Nio has multiple price targets above $70, and like I said, we're just shy of 60.
Right.
Those are like include a 75, a 93, and 100, like all the way to 100, and we're at 60. Like that's huge gains. Right.
Just imagine.
And then I saw an article where they said that the new sedan that they came out with, the ET7, they could actually start production on that in Q4 of this year. So they could get a little bit of a head start on that, and possibly even start selling towards the end of the year. That would be awesome. But
right.
They actually have a fifth vehicle like in the pipeline that they're supposedly releasing next year as well. So, you know, and that's going to be a sedan. So, you know, more sedans, I think, the better, because I think that's where you're going to get a lot more of your sales from.
Right.
But, you know, just that they're expanding and, you know, making more models, that's always a good thing.
Right. It'll be interesting to see if they possibly save every car announcement for Nio Day like they did this past year, because I feel like I think if the last Nio Day before this one we were just in, they also talked about releasing another vehicle there as well. So yeah. I feel like they're going to try to save all of their vehicle announcements for Nio Day, because that's a really big day for them. Like this year's Nio Day was massive. It blew it out of the water. Like I wasn't expecting it to be that big. So it'd be interesting to see if they hold all that information for next year as well.
Yeah, their last Nio Day was crazy. I wasn't expecting like all the tech they came out with that they said they're going to be having, and just the range, like the 620-mile range, like blowing Tesla and everybody else out of the water by like 200 miles, not just by like 15. You know, like blew them out of the water. So yeah, that was a really good day.
Yeah.
But
I know they also got Nio. The Nio has their earnings coming up in March. You know, March 1st, and there's a couple articles out there right now. At least the one on that I was looking at was on the Nasdaq, and if we look at that real quick, they were reporting that they were going to say it was going to be negative 16 cents per share. So that is actually up from the same quarter last year. They were at about negative 40 cents. Yeah. So that's really good to see that they're going in the right direction. And clearly we can see that, you know, through the chart. The dark blue is what they were estimated, and the lighter blue is what they reported. And so according to the Nasdaq website, they're estimated 16 cents per share. But if we look at Webull, if we go ahead and look at Webull's estimate is negative 8 cents. So that's half of what the Nasdaq's reporting. And the Nasdaq, or, you know, they get their information from Zacks investing, like their research. But if they could do negative 8 cents, that's even, I mean, that cuts that literally in half. That's even bigger news. So I expect that to fluctuate as we get closer, because that's exactly what happened with Tesla. It just kept getting better and better as we got closer. So I just hope I hope that it stays there and it doesn't get any worse, and then they blow it out of the water here. Yeah. So, I mean, their production and everything, their deliveries and everything have been up every month.
Yeah.
I think it was like 4 or 5 months now.
Yeah, and talking about their deliveries real quick, like I know their original plan or hope was to do like 150 by the end of this year.
Right.
And they did like mid 40s last year. And I think everyone's kind of like doubting that they can do 150, and I'm kind of skeptical of myself, but I think they'll at least double what they did last year, at least, or
easily,
or at least do 100, like over 100,000. But 150, like, we'll see. But either way, they're gonna at least double, and doubling your production in 1 year, that's just awesome. So either way, it's gonna be good.
Right. And we talked about all that yesterday in that video. If you guys want to go check that out, we talked about why we see Nio hitting $500 in the next coming years. That's in yesterday's video. If you guys want to check that out, feel free to do that. But that pretty much wraps up this video. If you guys like this kind of content, hit that like, share, notification bell, all of that good stuff. Again, it helps us grow the channel. We're still trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of February. Hit that sub and help us out. Help some brothers out. Again, we also have the link in the description for the Discord. We have about 50 or 55 people, I believe, maybe a little bit more now, in the Discord. We're giving away 100 free slots in the Discord. We talk about all our, you have access to our portfolios. We have everybody in there just having a good time, man, talking about everything, everything from the stocks they're watching to what they're having luck with, and everyone giving their own opinions and everything over there. So go ahead.
When the market's open, it gets pretty heated up in there. A lot of people are commenting, and we were just talking about what's happening, throughout the day. So it starts heating up over there pretty good. A lot of people commenting.
So we got a good community starting to grow over there. Feel free to join that by hitting the link in the description. If it doesn't work, we've been having issues with this. If it doesn't work, just let us know, and we'll put out a new link until we get that 100 spots filled. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the support, and we'll see you in the next one.